Great afternoon. Happy and blessed Wednesday, everybody. I hope you all are doing well. And for those who do not know me, my name is Catherine Barnett, and I go by Cat. And this is the Cat Barnett podcast. And I help empower people, particularly women, who struggle with confidence in their faith and fitness by implementing strategies to gain clarity, direction, and purpose. Doing a self check in. How is everyone doing? I'm so blessed to be here with you guys on episode 16. And we are at the end of October. And that's crazy to me that depending on what your calendar looks like, you're probably in the fourth quarter. But what mine looks like is I'm already started my 2025. 2025 is here and I'm locked in, loaded, and I'm just excited because I still have a lot of goals that I want to accomplish before the end of this year. So, no matter where you are at in your journey, you have, a little over 60 days to still get back on track, still get realigned. And I've stated in previous episodes, I'm still working on a date, but I will be doing a free mastermind class where I'll be teaching you guys the C4 method on how you can get more clarity if you fell off track and you're wanting to get back on track and have the best momentum going into 2025 and set you up for the best 2025 year yet. So stay tuned on a due date. I will be announcing that here in the near future. So, to today's topic, I am really, really excited to talk about today because it's something that I am so happy to do in my life. And I kind of start making these a non negotiable. And I'm talking about self care. We all need self care, especially on just how the world is going today. Like, we live in a world right now where stress levels are at an all time high. Feeling lonely is becoming more and more rampant. And, it's just a lot of uncertainty. So I just recommend that people continue to make self-care a priority in their life. And so before we get into this episode, your girl likes to break down the definitions of things. So what exactly is self-care? So self-care is when you're practicing and engaging in activities that help to maintain and enhance your overall well being. So it's an active and conscious effort to take care of your physical, mental, and emotional health. So when we talk about physical self care, we're referring to actions like eating healthy meals, getting enough sleep, exercising regularly, and attending to any medical issues that you have that come up on a constant daily basic routine. And it's about listening to your body also and responding to its needs, whether that's resting when you're tired or moving around to release any pent up energy that you may have. Mental self care, though, involves activities that help you maintain a healthy cognitive state. So, this could mean, setting aside some time for activities that stimulate your brain, like reading or solving puzzles, or ensuring that you have moments of relaxation to prevent mental fatigue. Because just like fatigue, mental fatigue is very, very important. And it's also just about being mindful of your thoughts and feelings and seeking help when you're feeling overwhelmed or stressed. Emotional self care is about recognizing and expressing your feelings in a healthy way. So it's allowing yourself to experience, a range of emotions that you may have without judgment and finding constructive ways to deal with them. So this could involve talking to a trusted friend about how you're feeling, engaging in a creative hobby to express yourself, or just practicing mindfulness to stay connected with yourself. So I want to discuss too, why is self care even important for your health? I believe self care is important for several different reasons, but a few of them that I'll be discussing is the first one. I believe why self care is important for your health is because it boosts your immune system. So engaging in self-care practices like eating healthy, staying active, and getting, you know, enough sleep strengthens your immune system, which is making your body more effective and fighting off any illnesses, which is also going to be very crucial with the seasons changing right now. We're closer than ever to winter. So that's a big one to help with your self care. Another one is that it prevents health issues when you practice self care. So, self care routines can help prevent future health problems. Getting regular exercise and a balanced diet can reduce the risk of chronic diseases such as diabetes and heart disease. And that's a big one for me because diabetes runs in my family, and that's just something that I want to prevent in my life if I can. And that's a way that I can do that. It also, self care can enhance physical recovery. So, getting enough rest and the proper self care can speed up recovery from illnesses and injuries by giving your body the time and resources it needs to heal. And it also can increase energy levels. So, the consistent self care ensures that you have the necessary energy to tackle your daily tasks. So when you care for your body, you're more likely to feel energized and ready to win and face the day. And lastly, self care can also improve physical functioning. So, regular physical activity, which is a key and important component of self care, enhances your overall physical functioning, making daily activities easier and reducing the risk of disability as well. And, I believe before I get into, tips that you can incorporate into your routine for self care tips that you can do, I want to go over some like misconceptions that I believe that come around the topic of self care. So, one common misconception is that self care is selfish or, it's indulgent. And, in reality, that's just not true because taking care of yourself, gives you that permission to be more present and effective in your interactions with others. And another misconception is that self care is all about, luxurious spa days, excuse me, something flying, or expensive vacations. While these can be an important part of self care, everyday activities like getting enough sleep, eating well, and exercising are just, fundamental aspects of just caring for oneself. So I hope that, gives you a little more encouragement to practice self-care. And I want to go over, like I said, ways that you can incorporate self-care into your routine. Not that you have to drastically go out of your way, just putting self-care into your daily routine. It doesn't have to be overwhelming or time consuming. So by going and following these tips that I'll go over today, it can make self-care more enjoyable part of your everyday life, and can also contribute to your overall, happiness and health, which those are two big things that in this life we want to have. We want to have that fulfillment, that peace of mind, and that happiness. So, jumping right into it, the first one is identify what works for you and make it easier to find time for self care. So, spend some time identifying what makes you feel relaxed, happy, and rejuvenated. So, this can be anything from, reading to taking time uh, to taking a long bath or going for a jog. You're more likely to prioritize activities that you enjoy. So, a few things that I do for self care is I love to, work out. That's my definition of self care, because I'm investing in myself, my mental, my physical, my overall well being. Whether that's going to the gym, doing uh exercise out in nature, or moving my body on a walk. I also love to ride my bike. I like to find, when I say bike, my bicycle, not my motorcycle. I don't got a motorcycle, but my bike, and going on different trails here in my hometown, or going riding my bicycle downtown, or taking a fitness class at my favorite gym here in Fort Wayne, Indiana, which is called Triumph Studios. If you're ever here, try it out. It's awesome. And I also feel like, you know what you can do to incorporate, more self-care is also, experiment with different self-care activities that you enjoy most. And this could be a mix of physical activities, like, different stretches that you like, or creative outlets such as like painting or writing. I've been able to I've also like to read the Bible. That's also something that I practice as self care, and it's a relaxation thing for me. So, incorporate relaxation techniques like meditation if you like as well. And then, take note of how each activity makes you feel and which one brings you the most joy or relaxation. Number two is avoid feeling overwhelmed by setting achievable self care goals. I believe this is huge because, self care stuff should stretch you, not stress you. So start with small, manageable activities like a 5-minute meditation session or a short walk, and gradually build up to more or longer activities as they become a habit. Start with manageable goals such as a quick stretch before bed, or taking a 15-minute walk during your lunch breaks. That's also crucial, that I love to do if I'm at work and have a break. I just go around, do a 10-15 minute walk. As these small activities, though, become more habitual, you can gradually increase the duration and the frequency to build a more longer frequency of self care routine. Number three is, create a self care plan to stay committed and track your progress. Develop a plan or a strategy that incorporates a variety of self care activities. Ensure that your plan addresses like different aspects of your well being, including your physical, mental, and emotional health. So I recommend, writing down a weekly schedule that includes like different time slots for different self-care activities. For example, you might schedule exercise on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings and have a hobby that you enjoy on a Saturday afternoon. Like I like to work out at least 3, 4 times a week. And then one of my self-care things is because I have a sweet tooth, I treat myself on the weekend to a smoothie or just some ice cream that I love. And that's also part of my self-care routine. Number four is fit self care activities into a balanced routine that you already have in place. Like I said, your self care activities shouldn't feel like another task on your to do list. Instead, it should feel like something that you enjoy, that you genuinely look forward to. So try to, ensure that you're not neglecting other areas of your life in the pursuit of doing self care so you don't add more stress into your day. Like I said, self care shouldn't stress you, it should stretch you and make you feel more comfortable and rejuvenated. So ways you can do this is like during, busy times in your everyday lifestyle, rather than, cutting things out that you look for ways to, incorporate self-care into activities that you're already doing. For example, you can practice deep breathing or mindfulness if during your daily commute, if you commute to work, by bus or train, or choose a walking meeting that you can do at work instead of a traditional like sit down meeting where you're both incorporating that self-care routine. Number five is adjust your self-care routine to meet your changing needs. So regular check-ins allow you to adjust your plan to fit your current circumstances and continue benefiting from its practices. And ways you can do this is set a reminder on your phone or in your calendar for a monthly self-care review and use this time to see and reflect on what's actually working, what isn't, and what needs to change. And this can help you stay flexible and more responsive to your own evolving needs that you may have. The next one is value the effectiveness of quick and simple care activities. So if your schedule is jam packed, find self care practices like deep breathing exercises or a brief walk that can provide small but meaningful breaks to refresh your mind and body. Like I said, you can do self-care um activities that can be done in 10 minutes or less. So this can include, stretching or reading your favorite book, or, really just um feeling in um filling yourself and indulging and savoring a cup of tea or coffee, or just walking around the block. So just, keep a list, visible that you have, that you can refer to it whenever you find a small break in your day. One that I feel like I love, that I really encourage people to do, is share your self care goals to gain support and encouragement from friends and family. Sometimes having someone to join in your self care activities or remind you to prioritize your well being can make all the difference. So, communicate your self care goals to friends, family, or coworkers who can provide that encouragement and that motivation that you may need. And you can also join groups or clubs that focus on areas of interest, such as a local fitness class that I'm also a part of, or just an online book club that you may be interested in doing. And the last self-care tip is stay aware that self-care is a process and it's okay for plans to change. There will be days when your self-care plans don't go as intended. And it's just important to be flexible and not be too hard on yourself. During this process, give yourself grace and recognize that self care is an ongoing process. And it's okay to adjust your plans as needed. If you miss a self care planned activity, don't be too hard on yourself. Give yourself grace and just look forward to an opportunity to incorporate it the next day. Because overall, self care can improve your everyday life. And that's what it's about. Just continually to improve on your physical, but your overall mental and health well being. So I hope you guys got value from this episode of self care and that you can incorporate some of these tips to your already routine that you have in place. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday. And I'll see you guys next week in November. So, as always, peace, love, and blessings. God bless you guys.